Today I'm gonna be reading you guys a true scary story that happened to an unfortunate family of 3. While I'm telling you the story, I will be making a small diorama based on the story, and I'll just show you the whole process. Enjoy the video. I finally felt a place I could offer something of my family and I experienced a few years ago that, to this day, gives me a shiver. I've been camping, solo backpacking, and hunting my whole life in Oregon, and felt comfortable in the woods and have deep respect for nature. A few years ago, my wife, daughter, and 2 German shepherds went camping north of Mount Jefferson in Oregon. I've included the coordinates of our campsite, which we found to be the perfect setup for us, and our 2 dogs who need the privacy, since they are intimidating to other dog owners and can be loud when spooked. It was not an established campsite, just a nice horseshoe off USFS road that had flat ground, full trees, and a fire pit. The first night, my daughter wanted to sleep by herself in a 2-man tent right next to ours. It was maybe 2 feet away from me and my wife's tent, and we made the male German shepherd, Gus is his name, sleep with her in the tent. That whole first night, neither my wife and I could sleep. We both heard footsteps, and they were heavy, not like typical forest critters scampering around the night. I was well armed because I was paranoid from reading recently, before departing, about a dad in California who was shot and killed in a tent next to his 2 infant daughters. Needless to say, both my wife and I had 2 pistols and my rifle with me. The dogs are great at detection, and that is why I felt my daughter could sleep alone, because Guts is completely fearless and nothing would lay a hand on her without a battle to the death. All in all, nothing but bad vibes and loud footsteps occurred that night, which I ultimately decided was maybe a deer or some elk. The next day, we go for a walk in the morning. Down the road and maybe 300 feet away, see the circle area in the photo, I see an abandoned road where a rusted gate post, the gate was missing, was covered in vegetation. Something of blue color caught my eye, and Guts immediately takes off running down this abandoned road, and my heart begins to race because I think it's another family camping like us, and he is going to get himself shot, or scare some innocent people to death. So I chase after him as fast as I can, and the rest follow. He stops after 20 feet into the road and me yelling his name, but I have covered just enough distance to see that there is nobody there. And something is off about the sight. I yell, "Hello, is anyone there? Sorry about the dog." I got no response. My curiosity gets the best of me and I have to see what the sight conditions were. As I get closer, I know something is wrong. It had all the necessities for a campsite, including a cooler, propane burner, tent, blankets, folding table. But every single item had been completely destroyed, smashed and torn from what appear to be claw marks. We all walked around in circles, puzzled why anyone would leave all their camping gear behind, including an expensive air IE tent. I figured, well, someone left in a hurry and animals got to the rest as the only logical explanation. Still, a propane tank and cooler were flattened by something, and it certainly wasn't snowpack with tree coverage in that spot. As the afternoon rolls in, me and my daughter are playing buckball at the campsite, and my wife goes walking maybe 70 feet north to do her business. I do not have direct line of sight on her, but all of a sudden I see Guts making a mad dash straight towards her. Normally he would always be with me unless he is called over, and she didn't call for him. His speed and focus caught my attention, and I knew something weird was happening. So I ran over there and my wife starts jogging at me, and I immediately drop my pistol. Guts has completely continued running into the forest another 100 feet before I call him, and he stopped. My other dog, Leia, who never misses the opportunity to be the pack leader, is not taking point. I have had her for 7 years, and this was the first time in her life she refused to leave my daughter's side. She was full hair raised and attached to us at the hip. Again, anytime we hike or play, Leia is a friend bossing everything in her path and pauses to look to see where we are and continues. Asked my wife what happened, and she said, "I was trying to pee and all of a sudden I felt all my hairs rise. I know something was watching me, and then I saw Guts running towards me and I just got up to move towards you." We spent 10 minutes looking for signs of anything and saw no trails, broken branches, nothing to point to what and where something went. We decided we are spending one more night, since it's too late to pack up and drive, but we will all be in the big tent together. Before we go to bed, I put a rope with a makeshift coin alarm around the perimeter of our campsite. I used a mint can and some coins and keys from our truck and zip-tied it so anything hitting the rope gave a little jingle. Very unsophisticated, but it put my wife at ease. As I go to tie my last corner off at a tree near our tent, our third mystery item unveils itself. It looks like someone has done the same exact thing I have done, with a rope that was so old and brown I didn't see it at first. It was broken and only a few pieces remained, but sure enough, it was tied at roughly the same height, 8 to 10 inches off the ground, and even had a few rusted washers on it. I immediately felt someone had stayed here before and put the same makeshift warning system on the same tree I am maybe 10-15 years ago based on the condition of the rope. Perhaps my paranoia has now reached a new height, but I had to make sure the girls felt we are safe, and at the time the only thing I could think of was when the evening came around, I made them sit in a truck and fired a clip of my .45 into the dirt as a signal to whatever was out there that we are armed. I reassured the girls that anybody listening now that knows that we have 2 wolves and are armed, and we are too risky of a target so we can sleep safely. That night, we heard no footsteps, and the dogs never perked up and barked. We left early the next morning. Fast forward to today, and I watched the Amazon Missing 411 Haunted documentary, and I noticed the cluster smack dab close to where we camped that weekend. And a flood of dread rushes me as I think of that mysterious abandoned campsite with the ripped tent and smashed cooler and cooktop. We have been camping since and have enjoyed the beauty of the Northwest, but there was something there at that place that possibly took or harmed someone else less than 300 feet away from where we camped. And we all think our lucky stars Guts was doing his thing so well that afternoon. Update from original posting. Guts is no longer with us. He has journeyed into the next phase, and there isn't a day that goes by that I don't think about him and how he saved us. He was a warrior, and his new brother Jonero has his spirit. I hope everyone enjoyed this style of video that I made today, and if you did, please leave a like and tell me in the comments that you did actually like it, so I know to do these more often. And thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, then thank you for watching it all the way through, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye!